So I am getting an early start this morning, heading out to one of my clients for a shoot. This particular client is a private school, and I've been doing consistent work with them for a couple years now. I think about 3 years. I've done stuff all over the map. I've shot their graduations. I've done lots of photography work and video work. And lately we've been leaning a lot more into the video stuff. So today's project is all about admissions and like recruiting new students into their ecosystem. So they're a pretty small school, and one of the things that they like to promote is those small class sizes, the better relationships that you have with teachers. I actually went to this school for like 8 or 9 years, and it really is something to write home about, you know, the teacher and student body experience. And so we really wanted to highlight that. So we're going to interview, I think, like 5 or 6 families to talk about their first year at the school. These are all families that are new to the school or are coming back to the school after a while. And we're going to speak to them about their first year back and what they have to say for people that may be on the fence. Really cool stuff, very fulfilling work, always a good time with them. They're very open to creativity. They're very open to new ideas and really just kind of letting me run with things. This is a client where I am very much a one-man band. Honestly, I kind of love that. You know, a lot of people, you know, especially as they get older, try and shift into the agency model, try to shift into just being more of a member of a team. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I have found over the years that I like to consider myself an artist. You know, I'm a creative, and I like to have a hand in things from start to finish. So I think that that's really cool. I like being involved. I like being able to really nurture the video in every aspect and be able to create something from it that I'm proud of, that I'm excited to release with the client. And I know that I'm a big proponent of, and have spoken at length over the years about a concept called free to fee, where you essentially start out by doing free work or cheap work for a client, and you just try to build that relationship up over the years. And this is a client that I did that with. I think our first video shoots when I was first starting out, our first photo projects and stuff, you know, were like under $300. And now, you know, we're doing projects where I'm able to make some real money and I'm able to create cool stuff. And it's just a moment of that kind of full circle feeling. I'm super blessed to be able to do it. When we get on site, I will kind of walk you through the gear. I'll show you my setup. Going to be a little bit challenging, I think. We are shooting during school hours and stuff, so we have some restraints. Obviously, with it being a fully functioning school, you know, there's class going on, and this is a very small school, like I mentioned as well, so there's not too many places to film in the first place. So we're gonna have to get crafty. I'm gonna have to get crafty with angles and lighting and all that. And I'll kind of break it down for you once we get in there. So let's see what it's all about. Cautionary tale for anyone wanting to get into freelance. This is what your back seat or trunk or whatever else will look like when you live on the road, traveling, doing shows and stuff. It's dismal. All I've got is just a mess back here. So I think it is high time for a production cart. Quick little set walkthrough of my shoot here. Going for just a very kind of documentary style look. Just got a big soft key light right here. That's the Amaran 200X with a glow easy lock softbox. Got a boom mic set up because we're interviewing families here on this bench, and rather than trying to mic everybody up, I thought it would be easy to just do the boom, and so far it's actually working really well. We've got FX6 right here with 24-70 on it, and then we've got A7S3 creeping there in the back with a 70-200 G Master version 2 on it. The 24-70 on the FX6 is the Sigma 2.8. And then right here, just for some fill, I've got an Amaran P60C double diffused with the built-in diffuser that it comes with, and then an umbrella on top of it. And then right here, we've got something new and exciting. This is the Amaran 300C with the Amaran Spotlight SE on it. And we're using it to create some kind of like dappled lighting from like a window perhaps or something like that. So if I could do this completely my way, I'd maybe do it a little bit differently and maybe have like 2 people max being interviewed at a time so that I could lav them both as well. Like we've already had like a group of 4. But yeah, we're pretty happy with what I'm getting so far. The frames are looking really clean. I would love to be able to blur the background a little bit more than I am right now, but it's just hard with this conference table right here to kind of back up any further and create more separation. So we're working with what we got, but I think it's coming out really well, and I'm super excited. We are now post-shoot. Really great shoot day. Had a lot of fun. Interviews all went pretty well. Only thing from this specific shoot that I'm a little nervous about is the audio situation. So we were interviewing multiple different families, and I think the biggest group we had was 5 people. This time around, I pretty much only used the boom mic just to be able to just capture everybody's audio, and we kind of had to get them in and out really fast. Again, this is a school day, and the library needed to be used at certain times. So I just ended up using the one boom mic for pretty much everyone's audio. And I was monitoring it the whole time. I think it's gonna be just fine. The main reason I'm a little worried is because the AC unit was running full blast in there as well. It's nothing that I don't think, DaVinci noise vocal isolation can't solve. It has blown me away on more than one occasion. I think we'll be just fine, but that's the only real kind of concern I have from this shoot. Visuals look great. With what I was able to get, I'm pretty happy with. The name of the game today, and honestly in freelance in general, is adaptability and flexibility. The thing with that boom mic, it's like I came with 3 different audio solutions and we ended up doing the boom mic, which still maybe wasn't the best way to do it, but me being kind of well-versed and well-rounded in just all things video, I know that I'm going to be able to pull it off in post. I know that I'm going to be able to make a good usable video out of it with pretty clean audio, all things considered. So I think, if you're deciding to go freelance and if you're deciding to get into this field, one of the number one kind of nuggets of wisdom I can give you is to just be ready to adapt, be ready to stretch yourself, be ready to be flexible, and be excited about that. I showed up today with probably a lot more gear than I really needed. When you are in these scenarios where the budget may be a little smaller and you are a one-man show, you're gonna have to get creative and get crafty with solutions sometimes, whether it comes to shooting locations or little things that can arise like the AC unit. If you don't know how to cancel out that noise in post and are confident in your ability to do that, it could be bad for the shoot, you know what I'm saying? So you need to go into it being prepared for those things, or to kind of have connections that can handle those things later if that's a possibility. That's my big takeaway from today. Another big takeaway that I have is that I need a production cart ASAP. I did like 4 trips there and back with all this gear. While it was totally worth it, I need a cart to where I can just kind of make one trip and get in and get out. So I think that's going to be my next gear purchase. I'm looking at the Adicam stuff. I'm looking at the Rock and Roller kind of dolly systems. So we'll see how that goes. So that's going to be it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed a behind the scenes look at a pretty simple, straightforward one-man shoot for me. And hopefully you got something out of those comments about being adaptable and flexible. I think, that really is a huge key in this industry. I think you really have to be able to roll with the punches. And I think that you have to be a pleasant person to be around while you do it. Ego and everything else like that are huge in this industry, and just people with attitudes for no reason, and people that just want to be the biggest dog in the room. And it's really not about that. In these environments, people just want somebody that's easy, fun, and, go with the flow. They want somebody that's able to give their professional opinion and be the pro, but also somebody that can take critique, that can take advice, and that can ultimately accomplish the client's vision. What we don't often remember as creators and as creatives is that this is client work. We've got all the time in the world to do our own passion projects on our own time, and we should be trying to make our client work as good as it can be, to use as portfolio pieces and whatever. But you've got to understand as well that the client's paying for this. Even if what the client is suggesting will not be great for the video, at the end of the day, they're paying for the video and you have to do it. And you may have varying opinions on that. I've never had a client really push me to that limit, but it is something that I have to remember. It's like, I might like a video before revisions where a client has a couple revisions they want to make that aren't my favorite, but it's like they're paying for it and that's what they want. And you ultimately work for them for that contractual basis. So that's something to think about as well. If you can't handle that, freelance might not be for you. Appreciate y'all hanging with me today. I'll bring you along for some more stuff soon. Peace.